It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a flying canine, it's a WolfHawk. It's a swooping, snarling, no use hollering WolfHawk. In the burning sun, even outlaws run when they hear that screeching howl. WolfHawk.
All right, welcome to WolfHawk Comedy Podcast.
I'm Elliot Broder.
I'm Lizzy Wolfson.
And I'm Mike Hawkburns.
And we are here in Denver, Colorado. It's not smelling like dog shit today, which is not dog shit, dog food.
Dog food,
which is cool. I love that for us, you know. It's just like a beautiful day, and I love that.
This is probably the first time it's really gotten hot this week.
It feels hot.
It's into the 90s.
It's a little sweaty out there. We got to go fishing, dude.
I know. I still don't have my fishing license yet. I need to
re-update
my fishing license.
Do you do that every year?
Yeah, it like expires every year, like April 1st, and I just have not been fishing.
And you got to pay for it every year? Do I have to get one if I go fishing with you?
Yeah, you get a 1 day though.
Oh, okay, I can get a 1 day.
Or like a 1 week.
Oh, 1 week.
But
I wish you could get a punch card. That would be even better.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly like, it's kind of like any other thing. Like, if you get the 1 year, you definitely save money.
Right.
You know, like if you get the 1 day, they charge you like $10 a day. They really gouge you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But we just missed it. I think last weekend was the free fishing weekend, but it's also a fucking nightmare.
Cool.
Usually.
Good to know a week after.
Yeah, I texted you. I said I thought it was the free fishing weekend.
Oh, right.
I didn't look it up. But also, like, you don't want to fish that weekend anyway because
everybody's out there, dude.
There's like, it's just, all the good spots are just
everybody's bringing their family.
Super crowded, and it's a lot of like, grandpa, let's go. So it's like just the whole the whole family, bunch of screaming children.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, catch a fish, and then they're like, I don't want to do this.
No. You want to go during the week. It's like the same thing as like going to Costco. You want to go like on Tuesday at like 12:30 p.m.
Get dropped off at the front. Have your partner park the car.
Yep. Nobody's there. And not before a holiday.
Oh yeah.
You know, good like Tuesday, Wednesday Costco run. That's gonna hit fucking hard, dude.
I hate going to Costco.
Do you?
I hate it
because it's big.
Yeah, and just like the parking lot's always a mess. And I just it's
busy.
Then I spend way too much money.
Oh no, that's the problem.
No,
you get 3 things and you spend $400.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, I don't even know if this credit card will run.
If I go, I just go and get the hot dog.
Oh.
The $1.50 hot dog. Dude.
Jump in, jump out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I get that. I get it. We save. You know what I like there right now? Coffee. Coffee is pretty tasty. That's for the last like 4 years. I've been doing the coffee. You get like the big bag of beans.
Oh yeah.
And it's like $10. But again, you don't just go there for one item for coffee. So again, you're still somehow spending $120 when you just went there for coffee.
Every time. Without fail.
Dude, they get me. If I skip the aisle with like plates and stuff like that, if I skip those aisles and I go straight to the food, I will spend less money. Because as soon as I go into like the gear aisle, that's a bad deal.
Get some new pants.
Dude, I buy all my pants there. That in Walmart.
Well, our guest today definitely does not get his pants from Kirkland
he's
brand.
classier. He's classier than that, I think. Yeah, he's not dealing with his Kirkland brand $14.99 bullshit. Right? I don't know. Are we allowed to say that so fast on YouTube? They're going to
probably
demonetize us for this one with all the money that we're making on this podcast.
Yeah, we're never going to be rich.
Yeah. So we're excited to have our guest here today, Denver stand-up comedian. He's got a very, very funny podcast called Left Hand, Right Brain. I did have to think about that before I said it.
Right, yeah, Left Hand. One of probably the oldest run local
podcast
in Denver.
I think it's
the original.
longest running Denver comedy podcast.
I believe that. 100. Yeah, I totally believe that.
I was going to say that, but I wasn't sure if it was official. But welcome to the pod.
Yeah, JD Lopez. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sure you're putting applause in post.
Yeah. Give it up for JD Lopez. Make it loud.
Yeah, listening to this hot Costco talk and not being able to
I know
add
that.
my
That's
2 cents was torture.
He was ready. You were ready.
So I do love a
but
good
I saw
Costco.
these classy pants and I said, those aren't Costco.
Yeah, these ones aren't Costco. This was a thrift find. Although I did wear a pair of jeans I got at Costco to Europe. And I wore those like almost every day.
Right?
Yeah, because I mean, they got the Levi's, the 505s.
They got the 505s
I wanted to get a lighter pair. But I mean, the pears are all. I mean, I want lighter pear in summer.
Yep.
It's what you want.
Yep.
Darker in winter. I don't know if you guys know these fashion rules, but
yeah.
they're
Elliot
guidelines.
doesn't.
They're guidelines. I was gonna say you probably don't like going in there because things cost anything.
Cost money.
have to
They
pay
cost
money.
money.
One thing I've got from this podcast is you hate
I hate
spending money.
He
Yeah,
hates
it's
spending
true.
money.
That's like my number one. That's what gets me up in the morning.
Dude,
is
I
the
know.
idea of spending money.
And then I look at my account and I go, why is there $6?
I mean, I
get,
get
what
it.
am I going to buy for
In
$6?
your account.
Yeah.
I do occasionally do the, I'm going to buy myself a treat.
Yeah, you've never splurged.
He does.
I do sometimes.
He's got his fishing gear. So he's got his fishing gear.
But it's stuff that can feed you. It's like that.
Yeah.
Buy a man a fishing rod.
Yeah.
Fish.
Well, I
He
mean,
can fish
I don't
Fish
know.
for days.
Yeah, buy him a.
I
Yeah.
mean, I
Fish at
splurge
Costco.
sometimes for sure, but no, I'm a very frugal, and I guess I'm really just more of kind of like an anti-consumerist. I just
Yeah.
it's
When he
so
says
fun.
it
Out of
that
your
way,
head.
it makes it sound like we're bad people.
I mean,
So that's like
think
a
he just
fun way
hasn't-
to explain it.
it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. I'm like, it's the dopamine rush. It's like, what happened to you as a youth? Like something must have scarred you. Like your parents, were they
Maybe.
constantly talking about money?
maybe I don't know
About how much they
honestly.
never had
But
it. Or
your siblings don't really spend crazy.
Some
They
do.
make some do. Okay.
I mean, for me, I guess also it's just like I get a lot of I just get a lot of satisfaction from like thrifting. Like when I
Like
find a
saving
good
and thrifting.
thrift or like a yard
Yeah.
sale find. To me, that's a little more rewarding. When you're
I
like,
also do
'cause it's about the
understand.
hunt.
yeah.
Like I understand the reward of the chase. Yeah. So like he found a sign in a dumpster from a
Here's your sign.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep, it was a sign. It was lightning
From
actually.
an A&W root beer.
Ooh,
It was
that's
one of those
exciting.
Taco
KFC
Bell,
Taco Bell?
AW, no KFC, yeah,
KFC.
AW hybrids.
And they were closing and he found it and he threw it up on Facebook Market and
That's
he got
great.
$400 for it.
Well, that's
That's going to
smart.
feel better than spending $20 at Costco.
Oh,
Yeah, but what about spending $600 at Costco?
Yes.
Does that feel better than that?
Turning around,
Because I did that the other day.
taking all that sign money,
Do it.
making it rain coconut clusters,
There also is a feeling too when you know it's a
deep
good
Costco
deal.
cut.
Like Costco will have like a good when
Yeah,
you
that's
look
the
at
best
something.
deal you're getting on something like that.
Okay, so they have these little those solo what are they called?
Cups.
No. Not solo cups.
Red solo cup.
Red Solo
I think
Cup.
it's called solo. It's
There we go.
She's drinking out of one
I'm
right
drinking
there.
out
Show
of
the
one right
people.
now.
She's got
Thank
it.
you,
Represent.
Toby Keith. He'll hear
Rest
this.
in peace.
Oh,
Isn't
right.
that the one that just died?
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. No, this was
Middle America is just we're shitting on Costco and Toby Keith.
No, I'm not sure. I mean, I like it. Dude. I like it. I'm gonna up my membership to the platinum one
Oh,
to the
hell yeah.
platinum
because I realized I'm leaving money on the table.
Oh.
In a Costco. I guess.
in a Costco
Yeah.
when you're spending that $600.
Yeah, because I mean, what gets me is the meat. I always get the fucking
Oh, it's the
steaks.
meat?
Yeah,
Sorry, no cursing.
No,
no,
we
no,
can
all
curse.
Okay, $70 of like 5 steaks, but I'm gonna eat those every day for the next week. you know?
Okay, so when you buy, when you buy the steaks, did you get the vacuum seal to put it so you can put them in your fridge?
No, I cook them like that day,
Oh,
and then
what?
I'll eat them throughout the week.
Oh, I see.
My wife
Okay.
loves it too, so they don't last very
prep
long.
So you
Steaks.
really want to save some money, get the vacuum seal thing, and then you buy the
that you buy
meat
from
and
Costco.
yeah. Well, or you can buy it straight from them online, Food Savers.
Oh,
I've got
interesting.
one, and
Yeah,
then you
can
vacuum
also
seal it.
Vacuum seal your weed in it.
Yep.
Not a big weed smoker, but I do want to get I saw they have a tabletop ice maker, and they make the crushed ice, the
Crushed
good ice.
ice.
Yeah,
Oh, the crushed ice is
And,
yeah.
yeah.
For when you have like guests over and you can show them that you
My
have the
iced
crushed
coffee,
ice. Iced coffee. Is that
Yeah,
what you
you're
have in
talking
there right
about
now?
coffee. Yeah, we get the coffee from Costco and we make it.
Incredible,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I get
it's
the
great.
red
Good
bag.
deal.
So
That's
is this,
the
I like
is this
the Pete's
homemade
one.
iced coffee?
Yep, it is.
Wow.
It is.
See?
Yeah,
so he's
you know,
saving money.
a little bit. Yeah,
He is
you know,
still
I do
saving money.
try cut corners where I can.
Okay, I'm gonna try to tell this story again. So,
Red Solo cup.
so no, it's not called that. What do you? It's like a little fire
Solo.
pit thing.
Okay, yeah.
You
I
know
what you're
those
talking about.
things,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
not supposed to, like it doesn't have
It's like a
smoke in it or
clean
whatever.
burning. Yeah.
There
no
was a
smoke thing.
mini version.
Yep, I got
and
one
they
of
were
those.
like where? From where?
Well, it was a gift from a friend, but I saw those there. And
Okay.
They're like $100.
Hell yeah.
Good
No.
deal.
So each of them were like 100.
Yeah.
But then I went to Costco and they had a pack and it was 3 different colors because they were like the little mini ones, and
yeah.
that was $150.
Okay.
And I bought that.
Damn, yeah, that's
and
a good
guess how
deal.
many times I've used one of
You're
them?
saving money.
1 of 3.
Making money.
Yeah.
1 of 3.
You've
Guess
used
how many
them?
times I've used
One of them.
one
All
of them?
three. Oh, Twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Thanks.
okay. Yeah. 0 times.
Oh.
Zero.
I've had
Wow.
them. I've had them for a year.
I guess.
Wow, a year.
Yeah,
I
I've had
just
them
saw
for
them
you.
this year, so good on you.
Yeah, I got them last year. I got each one has a different color. It's like blue, green, white. They're very cute. Honestly, what I'm gonna do is probably gift two because my girlfriend's gonna kill me if I keep on putting more things on the house. So, but that's a nice gift. And then I gift it to them, and they think, oh,
That is a great.
you spent
gift.
$100.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we got ours, and
Actually,
we're
I
like, this
didn't.
is wow, this
Awesome
is nice.
gift.
I did
So
it.
do you put wood in it, or does it have like fuel?
Well,
You
whatever
can
you
put
need to burn
little
in there.
wood,
Whatever you need to burn.
Any evidence you're trying to get
Documents?
rid of?
little
Gotta
wood,
rip 'em up
evidence,
really small.
pellets.
That's fun.
Wood, evidence, pellets, and then also they try to promote it where you can do because it's a mini and it's so cute, you could do little s'mores over it.
Oh yeah, even if there's a fire ban, they probably let you have
I
that.
do love a good s'more.
Well, there's
though.
it's not smoky.
Too small to
There's
start
no
a
smoke. That's the
wildfire.
whole thing. Is the way that it's like shaped. It's like not smoky.
Any opinions on the marshmallows with the stuff already in there? I've been
That's
seeing
insane.
that coming up a lot more, or like just being sold a lot more.
I've
What do you think when you say
I've
that
had
to Elliot?
both.
You've listened to Elliot now a few times on our podcast. What do you think?
I think he likes the OG original,
I'm a
pure,
purist. I mean, I've
Purist.
seen
Pure
them and I've
marshmallow
considered
fluff.
it for sure.
pure white.
Yeah, pure what? That's how he says it when he's Mike Hawkburns,
The
huh?
Hawkburns coming out.
It doesn't make anybody feel uncomfortable.
Large white marshmallows.
Yep, exactly. That's what he likes. He's a
Not
purist. Yeah.
sullied with the chocolate inside.
No. I can put my own chocolate.
Right? Yeah,
a
yeah. I want the
marshmallow.
Hershey bar. I
Chocolate
like the,
filling, just like my niece.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, hate that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say your dick, and that would have been more fun.
Filling.
Chocolate filling. Yeah, I need to get it checked out. Actually,
Yeah, I should probably get my
I think I
dick
have an
checked out.
infection.
S'mores with
Mm-hmm.
Reese's instead of Hershey's. What do you think?
Ooh, I'm a go for that. And
That's
I like
a go from me.
That's a
fun.
That's a
well, and I like
instead
so-
of a no from me. That's a go
that's
for
a
me.
go. We during the this is kind of a funny story, but during COVID, I lived with Sammy Anzer, comedian Sammy Anzer.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And
You know where the bodies are then? 'Cause I assume
Nobody still
behind
yeah.
that smile is a
We
bunch
still
of dead
don't know
bodies.
where he's actually from.
Well,
yeah.
yeah. See, he's trying to hide things. I don't trust it.
he had never done s'mores before because he grew up in New
New
York
York?
City.
Some vague thing. some
vague place.
country.
In his culture, they don't do those.
Yeah. Which we still don't know what it is. We don't know what his culture
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And so we started doing like fire and s'mores like once a week during COVID. And I remember that
He got into it, I'm sure.
he got very into
He gets
it.
Did he
into-
get
right,
an
he's gonna
outfit
get into
to do
the art.
s'mores?
Right.
God,
He's got his
Because I know
s'more
he got in
outfit.
an outfit to do like the snow hiking.
Yeah, he
That
probably
makes
does
sense.
have. He probably
He
does
probably
have.
does have his s'more pants.
At that point, it was COVID though, so we were pretty.
You were wearing
Those would
the
be his
same thing every day.
Costco jeans. These are s'more pants.
But what we
We're
started
wearing the
mixing
same
up,
thing every day, anyways. Yeah, there's s'mores on it. It's fine.
what we started mixing up more than anything was the graham cracker. We immediately were like graham crackers,
No,
kind of weak.
Oh, so you were changing up
So
the,
we started
the cracker.
mixing
not
that up.
structurally. That's why you use a graham cracker. to
Yeah, I mean, it
hold
does
everything
hold-
in.
I feel like over time, I feel like when I
if
was
you get
a kid.
it wet, it's fucked. You're
Oh
right.
no. Yeah. Never. That'll
We
never
started
work.
doing one of the ones we really liked was the pretzel chips
What?
because we had like a sweet
What
salty
kind
vibe
of
going.
crazy?
I mean, how big were these pretzel chips?
Well, you know, like the ones that are like flat, like squished
Yeah,
flat.
but
you
they're
know?
still like
Oh, so then you get a little salty in there.
the
they're still,
salty,
like,
but there
silver-
is the holes. Like it squishes out of the hole as soon as you bite into it.
Oh,
yeah,
I love that.
really
So does my dick.
not great word choice on that one. Gets all
Well, you
over
painted a
your
picture.
face.
I got it. I
Okay,
got it.
I will say I am a fan of sweet and salty.
I do like sweet and salty as well.
So I would give it a try. I would give it a try.
It was pretty good. We did for a while. I think we tried Chips Ahoy cookies as the base.
Maybe too much
It
much
was-
sweet?
It was very sweet.
Yeah.
And I think maybe if it had been the softer Chips Ahoy, but like the crunchy ones, it just
Yeah, that makes
it
sense.
really
that
fell
makes
to
sense.
pieces.
I do like the Chips Ahoy with a ice cream sandwich.
Ooh.
Elevates it.
Okay.
Dude, and that's the whole thing with Costco. Going back to Costco, they have so many delicious desserts in there. They have like a Reese's ice cream
Yeah.
like sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's like I want one.
No,
But
it's
you
15.
gotta get a pack of 24.
No, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta, because I do like one cheat day a week. I'm trying to really reel it in this summer.
Yeah, so that
All right,
lasts you the
heaviest I've
year.
ever been. Yeah, I'm like, I got one cheat day Sunday. I only need one or two
Yeah,
of
this
these.
is a month's
I can't
supply.
have 22 more in a fridge. You know,
It's a half
I'm gonna.
year.
I can't do it. And they have these Oreo ones that are big Oreo ice cream sandwiches. Go fuck yourself, man. Jesus.
So
They have the
one
best
day I'm gonna
treats.
have a big enough house that I can have multiple fridges and freezers and things like that. And right now,
You could buy from Costco.
yeah, the only reason
Buy
that I
a
don't
Costco
get that
fridge.
stuff
They
from
do, I
Costco,
saw- yeah.
the only reason that I don't get that stuff from Costco right now is truly because we don't have the room. And I know I could probably make room, but I'm choosing not to make room because I'm like, oh, we have to go through the stuff that we have.
Yeah.
So I can justify it in my head to not buy certain things. But if I had multiple freezers, it's
Game
over.
over.
You'd have
dude.
multiple
It's just over.
vacuum sealed meats in there.
I just took a vacuum
That's a hard. I mean, yeah, it is a tongue
vacuum
twister.
sealed meat out to this morning.
Which
Careful.
meat?
It sounded like
Ground
you were
beef?
going to say vaccine.
Ground beef.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get even more.
Are we gonna get more
Vacuum-sealed
listeners or less
vaccine.
listeners? What do you think
I
that
got
our
the
numbers are
Costco
at?
vaccine. You have to get
It's
24 of them.
surprising that they
Yeah.
they aren't offering.
It comes in
that
a
there.
24 pack.
They're
That
doing
I
it
would
for
do
the
more.
samples.
Ooh, yeah, it is funny. The sample people there are like zombies. Have you seen this?
Yeah. So the sample people
They are
are unwell.
nuts.
It is like I think that the sample idea
always
of the
really
sample
old
people
people.
is cute,
Really old people.
but it's bizarre to the point where you're like, I don't. These people are unwell.
Yeah, because they just repeat the same thing over and over again. Dead face. They're just like,
Dead.
try our noodles today. You're really gonna love it.
No, that's literally what they look like, dude.
It is exactly.
That's literally what they fucking look like. There's something. I don't know where they're fucking hiring these people out of.
I know.
But it actually makes me feel weird when I go get the sample.
Yeah,
But I get
does-
the sample
I never
anyways.
get samples there because I don't.
I get the sample anyways.
I'm
Yeah,
trying not to
I'm
do
a
a lot
little
of carbs.
piggy.
It's
I want to
usually
go get those
lot
little
of carbs.
samples.
Usually that's like my whole thing is I'm like, I'm going to hit all the samples. And then if I'm still hungry, pizza or a
Yeah,
hot
of course.
dog.
Elliot's favorite thing is the
The
free
the
thing.
free thing at Costco.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah, it pays for the $60 annual fee. It pays for itself.
Yeah.
Dude, one of the things that's been happening with us
He's got
recently
mine.
when we
Okay.
shop, which is kind of ridiculous, but what my girlfriend will do this thing, and it's kind of like she's trying to be healthy, but she'll be like, "Yo, can I get this?" She'll like ask me that.
What is it?
It'll be
What
like,
is it?
a
Like-
dessert item at the store or whatever.
Oh.
But like
Like
what
cheesecake.
what it makes me feel like is she does it loudly, and I'm like, these people in the
If you
store
say no,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have
yeah,
like
yeah.
an abusive
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
partner. She's
hilarious.
like,
That was very
baby,
funny.
like, can we get this ice cream? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
also,
can get whatever you want.
if I
It's
say
your money.
no, like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
gonna
that's a
arrest
whole
me when I
thing.
leave
Yeah,
this store. They're gonna be like, "Is everything okay at home?" They're gonna like pull us into separate rooms.
Sometimes, do you have voices? Well, you have a bird. Do you have a voice for the bird?
No, it doesn't really talk that much to do a bird. It's just like,
Does a dog?
Affleck.
You got a dog. Does a dog have
we
a voice?
A basset hound. I like to think it's a McGonagall from Harry Potter.
Okay.
Maggie Smith type
Yes.
voice.
Okay.
Which I can't do.
Yeah, that's okay.
But,
and
like,
also,
Scottish.
my dogs
Like,
both
"Oh,
each have
Harry."
voices.
Yeah. Like, ooh, Harry.
Yeah, see?
More like,
They each have voices. It sounds weird to other people when you do it, but normally your partner is fine with it, especially if you spent the pandemic with the dogs. Most of the conversations that you were having were through the dogs anyways. Sometimes Jess will do the voice when the dogs aren't around and we're in a Target, and I'm like, people are gonna think that that's how you talk to me because
That is
they
very
all
funny.
what does the dog call you? What's your name?
I don't know.
Okay, you didn't think too much about this. So our dogs call her mother and me
Okay.
Papa, and sometimes she'll do the voice and say Papa, and I'll say, people are gonna think that you call me Papa.
That's your
They
thing.
don't know that it's the dog's voice because the dog's not fucking here right
yeah,
now.
that is very funny. That's
and
a
I
bit.
fucking have said this to her multiple times, and she did it 2 days ago, and I was like, I don't know how
What's
to
the
tell
dog
you,
voice for you?
huh?
What is the dog voice?
They're
You made us
weirdly,
do it.
they're
and you
we-
didn't
they
make
sound
it.
weird.
Is
I
it
feel like they
usually
sound
cartoony
weirdly
voice,
racist. Yeah, they're
or-
cartoony voices. They're cartoony
But
voices.
cartoony racist voices? Like, what do you mean oddly racist? Like, it's
It sometimes
like
sounds a
minstrel
little
show type
Spanish. It
stuff?
sometimes sounds a little Irish. It sometimes sounds. It's just the mood.
Okay.
There's definitely two different
yeah,
pitches
it's like
and
a
versions.
cute one, and then I'm a mad one.
Yeah, and there's they say different things. You know
Like
what
the
I mean?
N-word.
Some.
your dogs are racist.
Okay, we have to be able to put this on YouTube.
I said the N-word.
No, yeah, and they have different personalities. The dogs
Sure.
have different
Okay, yeah,
personalities. I
okay.
mean, The female dog is angry all the
Lizzy
time
gets
and
so
kind of
nervous
trying to
about
kill herself most of the time. Like, we do think she's suicidal a little bit. Like, she hasn't done it yet, but I think she thinks about it.
Oh, okay.
Like, she listens to, like, probably, like, hardcore, you know, like...
Heavy stuff.
Yeah, you know that song
She
is like
likes
"Cut
emo
My
music.
Life into Pieces."
Yeah.
That's what
Just
that's
move it
what
down.
she sings sometimes. And he is just a little bit more doofy and stuff. But again,
I don't
in
know either.
public, don't call me Papa.
Don't do the
People
dog
will
voice.
think that
Hey,
is
that's
what you
your thing.
call me, and that's weird. Because that's not what she calls me. That's not my name. That's
What
not my
is it?
name from her. It's just from the
Do
two
you
dogs.
have pet names?
Babe.
I do
Baby.
Boo. I really like
Yeah.
Boo. We have
Boo.
tattoos that say Boo.
Say
And
Boo.
they're ghosts. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty cute.
Yeah.
I like baby.
Baby. Yeah, babies, I feel like is a normal one.
I sometimes
Baby.
Babe.
Babe.
Okay,
My
baby.
sister used to do that, so I always assumed like associated with like kind of white trashy.
it's funny because sometimes
You call me white trash? I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, huh?
sometimes I do sweetheart, but it reminds me of like people use sweetheart in the South when they're like kind of talking shit.
Yeah, that
okay.
makes sense.
You know
It's
what
like
I mean?
Southern Nice or whatever. There's like
they'll
a
be like,
thing.
they're like, bless sweetheart, bless your
Yeah,
Bless your
like-
heart,
you
yeah.
know?
It's
So
their
sometimes I
version of
feel
the
weird.
R word.
Okay. All right. We're doing a lot of words today on this episode.
We're having fun.
The word
We're just having
episode.
fun. Oh, you guys are policing words now, Lizzy?
All right. I've seen some of the guests you've had on your podcast. Relax.
It was before I knew.
You should
okay?
police them.
I mean, it was, yeah. I have had some problematic people.
Yeah.
But again, it was before I knew, and then it's like, what am I going to do? Take them down?
No.
Yeah, it's like, it was a time.
That's
Yeah.
letting the
And if
woke
anyone's
left
interested,
win.
and if anyone is interested in seeing those, you could see, I mean, you could hear what they're saying.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Sometimes it is nice to hear crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I do think there is something about like, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna get in this whole free speech thing, so don't worry about it, listeners. But you know, I do think, you know, like you fight things out on the battlefield of ideas, and then like idiots will reveal themselves to be idiots.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, let 'em
and
hang
like, and I
themselves to their
do
own
think
rope.
a better idea or the better thing will win out.
Yes.
So.
I agree. And I think that also we're getting better as a society of like reading people, or at least maybe not as a society. Let's just say people that are like going to therapy are getting better at reading people and realizing that we should read people and not just like take people for their word, because a lot of time their word's bullshit.
And I
you
think
know?
too, like,
All a man has is his word, though.
Yeah.
I think also like
In the West.
I think the nature
Which
of,
we're in.
the nature of like social media and stuff. I think people also like aren't as good at hiding behind good PR anymore because they have too many like platforms where they are the one directly communicating. And
Right, yeah.
like I feel like that happened with Elon Musk, like after he took over.
Well, you could see him on Rogan. You could see him for 3 hours
That's
talking
true.
about, you
Just
know, and
insane bullshit.
Yeah.
But
Did you listen to the
especially-
Terrence Howard one? It was crazy.
I watched some
That was
clips from
the
it. It was-
craziest Rogan I've listened to.
It was really weird. I remember they just like I saw these clips where he was talking about physics and about how
Oh, yeah.
like not like it didn't.
Yeah,
make
gravity's
sense, and it
not
was
real.
this,
It's
like-
all byproduct of electricity.
That's what he said on Rogan?
Yeah, but with more sciencey.
It sounded like I remember first hearing it and I was like, man, I bet if you're dumb, that sounds super
Yeah, like smart.
super smart. If
Yeah.
you,
Well, we got to think about what's Rogan's audience anyways, right?
it reminded me honestly the Terrence Howard interview. The
I feel like
clips
this is
I
a trap.
saw- the clips I saw reminded me when I used to trim weed and people that you were trimming.
I
with.
did that for a while as well.
Well, then you
Oh,
probably would
right.
have. You'd get
We've
like
all
weird
trimmed
alien.
weed.
yeah.
You get weird alien and like flat Earth people.
Yeah.
Right before I quit, there's a guy that was like definitely like alt-right, like
Hemp temps.
started talking about how white was a superior race or something like that. And I quit
Cool.
very, very quickly after
And what a
that.
fun thing.
Not
like,
because
you
of him, but it was like adjacent. I mean, it wasn't.
What if you can go and like hang out with like drugs and legally, which is weird, you know, and trim, and then all of a sudden he's like the white race, and you're like, what are you smoking?
Right,
after
exactly,
This? Are you
yeah,
just
yeah.
trimming this and smoking something weird after?
And it was a very diverse group of people we were working with. It's not like it was all white dudes. So, but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
felt safe enough to be like,
Yeah.
hey, this is what I believe.
yeah. And I also like to smoke my joints.
As we're just pulling
afterwards.
leaves, you know, off
I
stems.
was
and
just
stuff.
like, you know what these leaves, ripping these leaves off reminds me of.
Yeah.
The superiority of the white race. Yeah, I remember having like some pretty weird, like flat Earth, like anti-vax type
Oh, yeah.
conversations,
Yeah.
and like as a comic, like I would never try to get into like the science. I would just try to kind of keep it light. But it was also fascinating to hear like we're here all day. I got time.
You didn't listen to stuff?
Tell me. Well, we did, but oftentimes it would be, the there would just be like a
music.
speaker.
Yeah,
you're playing music.
They're
But
playing their fucking.
but early on, I just thought it was fascinating. So I was like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't really know what flat earthers believe. Like they're the butt of a lot of jokes. So like, explain it to me. Like what?
Well, it's also nice to hear what the common themes are. You know what I mean? Like especially like with I think I'm not conservative, so when you hear certain conservative people talking,
Not conservative.
not
Clip it.
clip it.
I don't think anyone thought
It's
you were.
it's like a 2-second
yeah, people
video. I'm not conservative.
People were not guessing.
Yeah, nobody was guessing. I like my rights. Weird.
I'm wearing the camo. I should.
And
be
I
the one
support that.
I should be the one that. I'm also
Sorry
not,
about the finger gun. I can't stop.
It's all right. We'll put it on the thumbnail.
also not conservative. I'm just wearing this camouflage. 'Cause I think it
Nobody
looks
thinks
cool.
that. It's in style right now. It's in fashion. It's in vogue.
Which again, I'm not.
baby.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
But yeah, I like listening to like their points because they're always the same, and I always think that's interesting that they're
Flat
just saying
earthers?
the same thing.
Well, one thing I didn't realize
I
about
think in general, those guys.
one thing I didn't realize about
Those
flat
guys.
Earth was that the military is involved.
Yeah, because they're keeping the
Ooh.
conspiracy alive,
Yeah,
right?
and that was kind of like his point was that the space stuff is just so that they can get more military funding. It's kind of like which that seemed. I was like, okay, well, actually, that's way more believable than the Earth is flat. You know,
Ooh, I like to. Yeah, I think if I was sitting there for 8 hours a day, I want to hear the crazy.
I would just listen to podcasts, audiobooks. I like tore
Yeah.
through a bunch of Stephen King novels.
yeah, I did.
all
I did a
the-
lot of book on tape.
Yeah, dude, that was the main thing I did.
Yeah, I think that's great.
And again, I was like, dude, I'm listening to fucking Game of Thrones right now for the first time. I don't want to hear your dumb
Yeah.
shit about fucking why birds aren't real.
Yeah, I don't want to hear
Birds aren't
you
real.
telling me about a Rogan podcast. I'll just listen to it later.
yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I do listen
Sorry,
to
I
some
brought it
episodes.
up. I just
Yeah.
thought it was crazy.
No, I do. I listen to some of Rogan's episodes. He has
Yeah,
some
yeah.
interesting people. He had Taylor Sheridan on there.
Yeah,
we were just
I
talking
listened to
about
that one.
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think those are
That's the
interesting.
Patreon.
That's the Patreon episode.
I like I do like when he has, and I feel like maybe before he was in Texas, he had more like.
Tyler Sheridan?
No, he just had like his guests. He had more
Rogan.
like scientist type
It's
thinkers.
Taylor,
you know?
by the way,
Ta-
which
sorry.
I learned because in the last episode that I posted, I was going to do a clip where I said, "Hey, Tyler hit me up."
Get at me.
And then I went and looked it up, and it turns out it's actually Taylor. So I went, I'm not going to post that clip because I don't want him to see it, which he won't. But
Like, this ass could
yeah.
be in your
so now
saddle.
I think now the way I remember it is Swift.
Taylor Swift, Taylor Sheridan. Got it.
Yeah, that's how I remember it. But I had to look it up, and this was literally 3 days ago. Tyler also seems,
Tyler
More broy.
Taylor. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting. Yeah, it's the same. It's a similar thing. I don't know if anybody would notice. I don't think they would get the point.
dude, probably one of the funniest. Let me go back to this one about. This is one of my favorite trimming arguments, discussions we got into, where we started talking about the not vaccinating, the anti-vax conspiracy theory, and I was aware there were like various levels, and it was really funny to me because there was like we kind of fell in where like one half the table was like, you know, vax. I don't know, I want to say anti-vax, but vaccine hesitant. And then it got to a point where this one girl she was like, none of my kids are vaccinated. And then like even they split, and it was like, okay, I just want to clarify, like I did vaccinate my kid. I just waited and I did it at a slower schedule. You know? And it's
Right.
like-
They have to separate
even
themselves
he was
into
like,
like,
okay, listen, I'm not never vaccinated.
I'm not
my
crazy
kids.
like
Do it
that
all at
bitch.
once, yeah.
I just waited till they were two.
There's
okay?
sections of non-vaccinated. It's like A, B, C.
There were no women in the crew that I worked on, so
Oh,
it was
really?
funny that you said. Well, I was like, what?
Yeah, there was-
I did that the first time it stuck out to me. No, there was no female presence.
They probably get
There
bartender
weren't-
jobs
warehouse.
faster.
there weren't many,
Yeah.
but this
I started bud tender, couldn't deal with the customers. I went back of the house, couldn't deal with the workers.
back of that.
Yeah.
yeah, they're like, we love weed so much, but we can't deal with people.
Yeah.
That's what ends up in
Yeah.
the back of the house of a
Right.
fucking weed place.
Yeah, he told too many customers about aliens, so he sent him here.
They kept on saying things about vaccinations, and the guy was like, "Hey, I just wanted to buy some gummies, dude.
Right, yeah.
I don't really care. I was just trying to get high at a Red
Yeah.
Rock show."
Dude, that's what you think when you start off. I was like, dude, I was a bartender before then, and I was like, dude, this weed, I gotta get in this weed thing, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
the
it's
weed
like
thing.
you want to get high or not, basically. It's like
Right.
what I thought. Then people wouldn't be talking to me about what kind of whiskey they prefer.
right?
Yeah, because I'm not.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not big on alcohol. I'm not big on drugs. I don't know. Like it's so. I'm just like, whatever, dude. If you want to get drunk, just drink. Whatever. If you want to get high, just drink. But it's like And this was like my bread and butter bit for a long time, was like, people love their weed more than anything. They want to know where it was grown, how much THC's in it, fucking, what's
the more
high
information
like.
you can give them.
Yeah, they love it. They eat
I
it
will
up.
still say that
little piggies.
when I was working there, 75%, they didn't care.
You butt tended, because we talked about that. Again, I did the finger hands. I can't stop now.
75% didn't give a shit. And the 25% that did, they wanted all the information.
I think
and so I tried to know it.
They either want the cheapest shit or the strongest shit. Most people, right?
Most people. Yeah. And you can talk
Or
them
the
in.
cheapest, strongest shit.
Or they'll look at it and they'll go, I don't really know what to
shit.
get. And you could go, okay, well, we've got these ones, like, at this kind of cheaper price, this one at the middle. Or if you want, like, a nice, same thing as alcohol. You want a nicer bottle, spend $15 more.
The Woody's
this one's
Reserve.
gonna hit. And some people would go for that because also, like, a lot of people were like on vacation.
Yeah, we got a lot of
hanging out with
Florida
their friends.
people on
Why
spring
are you gonna buy
break?
shitty stuff in a
like
state
that.
that it has the availability to nice stuff?
Yeah.
That was always my thing, is go for the nicer stuff because you don't always have that
where else are you gonna get
opportunity.
it? Yeah.
When you go back to fucking Oklahoma or whatever, they're just gonna have the two shitty versions. So get something nicer here and spend an extra $20. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand not paying a lot of money for it.
I just realized, Lizzy, sorry, we've known you for a long time. That's crazy.
We've known each other for
A long time.
I mean, I moved down here in
Close to 10
2017.
years.
Yeah. I moved down here in 2017, but I was coming down here all the time.
Right, yeah. You beat me in that Fort Collins comedy contest.
Yes.
Wanted to hate you, but couldn't.
Oh, I know. That's how we... I think that's also one of the ways that we met, actually. There was a comedy... Do you remember at Yum Yums?
Yeah, that was the $100.
$100.
Bob
Could have been mine.
Yeah. No, who was the other one with the mustache?
You're doing your horse bits. Jason
I'm still doing
Novak.
my horse
Captain
bits.
Jason, yeah.
Captain Jason. And he was, so it was like every week somebody would win, and then at the end of the month, they'd all come back.
Yep,
and then you could win $100. And then at the end of the year, they'd all come back.
An extra $100.
And you can win an extra $100 at the end of the year. And it was a smoothie. It was an alcohol smoothie bar. It was a smoothie bar.
And it was like a Mediterranean. It was
Only
like
in a college town.
They had euros
all
on the
those things
side.
in one. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
they had like euros and falafel. And I remember I met one of the guys that cooked there, and we hung out. And he was
that is the guy
completely
you would
insane.
talk to.
Yeah, of
at
course.
that venue.
Yeah, no, he was completely out of his mind. I remember when we met,
it was a cook at a bar. Nobody was thinking he was a stable.
Yeah, no, we
human
were
being.
showing off like tattoos after the mic. We were like, yo, does anybody have any like ridiculous tattoos? I remember Kyle Pogue showed that he has like a tattoo of like a worm crawling out of his belly button.
Wow.
And
Bold
then
move.
the cook
Bold
just
move.
comes from the back and he's like, check this out. And he just has like the worst like prison style tattoo on his stomach. And I was like, we're going to be friends.
Yeah, that's a good cook though. That's a good bar cook,
I mean,
right?
that
makes a
that's the
good bar
vibe.
cook. You want somebody who's stable? That's not going to make a good bar cook. They belong in a restaurant or something like
Yeah,
that.
dude, he was
you know?
putting French fries on the euros. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, I mean,
Let's
Euro
go.
sandwich, I think that has French fries in it.
And also the alcohol smoothies were really good. They also had a hurricane
tried
shot
them.
at one point where the
Where
girl
they'd slap you in the face.
Yeah, so you would take a shot and then she would throw water in your face and slap you.
What a time.
Which is a fun trick. So it's like,
Yeah.
hey buddy, I bought you a shot. It's called a hurricane shot. She's gonna give you the hurricane shot, and then she would slap you across the face and throw the water to you over the bar. It was very fun.
It was hilarious.
That
Yeah,
was
and-
very fun.
It doesn't sound that much fun like right now, but we're also all in our mid-30s now. But at
imagine,
22, it
imagine-
was
Yeah,
really
22
fucking
and you're
fun.
drinking
Imagine
Really.
tricking one of your friends into
Yeah,
taking
now it
yeah.
just sounds like assault.
Yeah, sure, I know, but it's like a hot girl behind the bar
Yeah, I was gonna say,
doing it
I
to
couldn't
a
get
dude.
away with that as a bartender.
Yeah,
When I was
gotta be a
bartending,
lady.
no.
Yeah, the bartender didn't look like you, dude. But yeah, we did the
catching
month.
charges. Listen, it's not my deal. It's
They ordered. Yeah, that's my whole defense. They ordered a hurricane. This
Yeah.
is what happens.
It's just like a girl, she's
Judge,
120
if you did
pounds.
it, I would do it to you.
Yeah,
you ordered.
It's a legally binding contract.
to the hurricane shot. Yeah, I guess one of the ways that we met is we did that monthly, because I was still living up in Fort Collins, and we had won the week, and we all competed against each other at the end of the month,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I won.
Yeah.
And I'd also brought some people too.
Well, I
It
brought my
wasn't-
wife. Well, she's my girlfriend at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And you won her over so much she voted for you and not for me.
Let's go, dude. New Faces contest coming up. She should come to my show.
Damn it. I was like, you can't
Almost
come
10 years later.
Yeah, after that, we set a rule. No matter how drunk she gets or how much she likes another comic, she always has to vote for me.
Oh,
if it's a
JD's just
comedy
angry
contest.
for the hour drive home now.
Yeah. It was not the most comfortable.
Yeah, so JD did not like me for the first,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know,
very
6
much
months.
like a bringer because it was like the audience had like a voting card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
if
I
you
was also
brought-
new, so I knew like 3 people that would come to a show. I don't know 3 people that would come
But
to a show
you're also
anymore.
so likable, or you were in the mix right away. Like,
I was,
knew you-
I jumped in.
Yeah, I mean, you were working with D-Rod and
And Mallory and
the people
Kyle,
who were
yeah.
running it. You were like
Yeah.
the 4th Beatle.
Yeah. I think so.
There
Yeah,
was a 5th Beatle.
yeah.
Yoko Ono.
I was the one who wasn't on. I was the one who wasn't on the logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just there.
There was always a woman supporting the 3 other people.
The other 3 other comedians.
in the-
Yeah, and 2 of them
Behind every
quit.
good
So
I know, yeah.
2 out of the 3
I follow
quit.
Mallory on Instagram, and her life seems so much more fulfilling now.
Oh yeah,
She
I
like
mean,
renovated her whole house. She's got
Yeah.
all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm like, wow,
doing
she's
the
really
card and
doing
stuff.
it.
I mean, Kyle Pogue the same. Like he still kind of does comedy, but he definitely seems like he's pretty happy.
and they also have good jobs, so I think that helps too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like one of the like I also sometimes I think to myself like maybe I should quit comedy, and then I think well,
Constantly.
what would I do? You know? I
Ride
wouldn't have a
horses,
good
you go back
job
to
like they
cowboying.
did. I would still be broke and sad. So I might as well do comedy because there's at least a chance that things get better.
That's
I don't know about that, brother.
That's a great sales point for comedy. I mean, might as well.
I'm not missing out on $100,000 a
spending
year
more
job.
time with your partner. You could be riding horses. You could be so good at roping by now. You could be roping these cords.
I could be roping
You're like,
these
I
cords.
got it.
You could be in
And
an office
do a
somewhere
trick.
checking emails. you know?
Yeah. I could. No, what I would be doing is
Dead
I'd be in a
behind the
call
eyes.
center being like, thanks for calling Bubba. How can I help you today? That's what I would be doing for
But from a
minimum
horse.
wage. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to afford the horse.
I feel
stuff.
like you'd be like, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when they go to that dude ranch and that guy's just giving tours.
I've done
Tex.
that. I've already
Yeah,
done that.
I mean, that could be you again.
Yeah, I know,
That
but
could
I
be
didn't
you
make
again.
shit. I made shit
Again.
money doing that too.
Well,
Yeah.
No-
I did that
no
in
good money?
Wyoming. I was a
good money?
guide. I was a
Oh, that's-
wrangler up at a dude ranch up there.
did
So-
you watch Tulsa King?
Yes, that was great.
There's a whole thing about a ranch and the horses as
Also
well.
Taylor Sheridan.
That,
right?
Oh yes, I think it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
Stallone, great.
Yeah.
I love Stallone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Big
You're
Stallone fan.
missing TV, Elliot. Just watch
You give him
fucking
your
TV.
Costco. Give him your fucking Peacock password. The problem is he doesn't have a TV that could hook up to an HDMI cable. He only
No,
has
I
like
do. I have
He
a
found it out of the
old
trash.
TVs.
No, I have a good TV. I bought a nice used TV for my friend. So
There you go,
it's,
see?
I
but
do think
my thing is that I'm just so far behind. Like we just watched, like literally,
Game of Thrones.
honestly, yeah, like
The
like-
first season?
Like 2 years ago, I finished Game of Thrones.
Right.
So
I mean, yeah, I was late to that one too, but it was
That
like
one's
when
tough.
the last season was coming out was when we caught up during the pandemic, I think.
yeah.
yeah, I just watched that. So,
But it's good.
it is good.
And it's cool that it's there, and you can't. I do like binging things more than waiting week to week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although that's fun too. It's kind of like edging in a way.
And like I think I was late enough to the game that I did not remember. Like it was in such the cultural zeitgeist that I probably knew some of the details.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
people
it's
talking
hard to
about it.
not- yeah.
But then it was so much after that I actually watched it that I didn't.
It's also
remember.
sometimes hard to like sit down, watch TV, and not fall asleep. Does anybody else have this issue?
No, you have a medical issue.
I am narcoleptic,
Yeah,
but
which
also
is
I
crazy.
do feel like it is hard to sometimes be like, I'm
wish,
ending the
dude.
day, or we're going.
I'm
and,
so
yeah.
bad at sleeping. It's
really?
embarrassing.
Yeah, we're
it's
opposites.
funny your guys' yin yang
Yeah.
dynamic.
Yeah.
Like I would
Sleepy?
never have thought about putting you two together, but it seems to work so well.
Not sleepy.
Not sleepy. Yeah, dude. I'm like
Gay.
the opposite.
Straight.
Not gay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fisherman. Not fisherman.
I like to use the term angler. 'cause
Angler.
Sure.
No, it
Gender
doesn't sound.
neutral.
Yeah, it is. I guess.
Well, and I
right?
feel like I guess
chill out a little.
I don't
I
know
mean,
if
even the
people
way you're
know what I'm
sitting is
talking
like-
about.
I don't know if you guys got a full body shot here.
Oh, yeah.
She
No,
was like
normally
this
I do
most of the
this.
time.
I do this. Oh, here's another thing I do, which I've been watching the videos. I pet the couch a lot.
I mean, that's a.
Did you notice that? I do
Tactile,
this.
I
it feels
fidget
Pet
a
the
good.
lot.
couch.
I have ADHD.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Where did you
ADHD
grow up,
connection.
JD?
The high plains of northern Colorado.
It does sound cooler when you say that.
For sure.
Can you
sure.
be more specific? Because High Plains does. I mean,
Greeley,
when you're wearing that
Colorado.
hat, you say High Plains. You got pearl snaps on. I'm thinking.
Yeah, thank you.
Out.
Yeah, people don't think it's like I'm playing, like I'm cosplaying.
Sure.
It's like, no, I'm from a cow town, you know? Like I did wear straw hats when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. You know, it's I got
Greeley.
the pictures. I'm from Greeley, Colorado.
All right.
Yeah.
It's north of here.
Yeah. How many jokes do you have as Greeley being your punchline?
No, not a lot.
4. I think I
get
have 4.
defensive. I'm like, I can make fun of it, but you can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I make fun of it.
You go, yeah. Well,
4.
I,
got
like it.
at least
I
4
like
of them.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always. Well, the biggest thing I say, if anybody who knows Greeley, is that the Greeley Mall is constantly like this dying. So I always refer to that as an elephant graveyard,
Wait.
and that gets the biggest laugh in like Fort Collins, Loveland. You know, the surrounding places that always gets the biggest laugh.
Every mall is slowly dying.
Right, yeah.
Ever.
But I always associate with the mall I grew up with.
Oh,
you know.
okay. Yeah.
So-
Yeah, there's
love
very
the
few
malls, love
successful
mall rats.
malls, but yeah, that's
Well, Cherry Creek is being. They're
guess
doing a whole
that's
thing on
true,
that.
yeah.
I do love the Mills, which is an outlet mall, I guess.
Right.
I have a job where I drive around a lot, and so you got to kill time in like parking lots.
Castle
Oh, yeah,
Rock's
so you
got a
post
good
up.
one.
We
Right?
don't go that far. We say like Parker to Brighton.
All right. Too far.
So, yeah,
20 minutes
yeah.
outside the city.
Yeah, Park Meadows is a great mall.
Yeah.
I get to a lot of Targets. I hang out in a lot of Costco's. I've been to like every Target in the area here.
Do you notice that Costco has different stuff at different
Yes,
Costcos?
it does. Yeah, the one that, by the
You guys
the
are just
airport. I mean, dude,
connoisseurs.
I could talk Costco the whole
This
time.
is why me and JD got mad because I won $100 and he didn't one time. And then after that, we figured out that we also have a lot of interest and
Yeah.
we will talk for an hour about Costco.
That's what we're
or
gonna call
about
this
cowboy hats.
episode.
The reason he got this cowboy
Yeah.
hat is because of me.
Yeah, and
Right?
this
You
one
were
specifically,
looking for,
yeah.
You were looking
yeah.
for a cowboy hat,
It's a good looking hat.
I was in the market.
and TikTok had
She
thrown
gave
up.
me the confidence to be like, you should own that.
Yeah,
And I
so
was like,
TikTok
thank you.
threw it out, and it's called Cow Lot.
The Cow
and
Lot.
it's based here in Denver,
I found it because you recommended it.
dude. And it's first of all, it has a great TikTok.
Yeah, great
Hands
TikTok.
down,
Yeah,
great
they
TikTok.
Hand shaping the brim. Yeah, the
Yeah,
hats.
it's
yeah.
it's like custom made hats and stuff like
Is
that.
that what they
I
do on
have a
their
lot of
TikTok?
cowboy hats,
Yeah,
so
ironing it and stuff.
they iron it, they cut it, they do the whole
Steaming it.
thing. So you can get whatever you want. And so then I gave you the confidence to go do that, but I was also like, dude, you don't have to travel super far to get a good hat.
Right.
It's right here in Denver. These guys are like hit. These guys are at like every trade show and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And you've had the hat for how long now?
Couple years now. Yeah. And again, like the hat has really. I mean, I do a whole joke about it because I feel like I have to whenever I wear it. But
Yeah,
the
well-
hat has overshadowed me. Like people
You're known for your
recognize the
hats.
hat more than they recognize me.
Yeah, Mike Hawkburns knows about that.
Yeah, I used to get that a little bit.
Yeah, Mike Hawkburns definitely has to deal with that situation.
And then all you do is get shit from comics, but it's always comics that dress like shit that are like
True.
fashion cowards. I refer to them as.
Yeah.
So it's like you know
Ooh,
nothing
fashion
about.
cowards.
They're for real.
Yeah, I was just slobs is probably what I would say, but
Yeah,
Yep.
same thing.
fashion cowards has a better
Well,
ring
yeah,
to it.
thank you. Yeah, it's more point because I feel attacked, so I'm trying to attack back.
Yeah, it also seems meaner, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
seems
And that's why I
meaner.
like it, fashion cowards.
Yeah. I mean, there was a whole thing. You had a guest on that was talking about hats and how they didn't like it, and I got defensive for you guys. I was like,
Yeah, Elon.
Yeah, Elon Strickland, yeah,
Yeah,
with the
and now he's
Bass
working.
Pro
Now
Shop.
he's doing a podcast with the outdoors
People.
company, Outdoorsy or whatever.
Yeah, I tried listening to that
and
pod.
yeah, never. One of the
Do they
biggest
make him wear
outdoors
hats?
company, Bass Pro Shop. You know,
yeah, they're
and
like-
he's mad about it. But I will say, I did wear a hat the other night that was not Bass Pro, and there were multiple people that made comments, but they all said nice things in front of my face, so that's kind.
I guess that's the best you could ask for.
I know. I wear a headband every time I'm on stage, and then I wear a hat, and people have to mention the hat.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is why I try to wear the same thing all the time, so you guys just stop talking about what I'm wearing.
A lot of people do uniforms, like kind
Yeah,
of
the
they
sort
have a
of
thing they
comedy
wear.
uniform.
Comedy
Yeah,
uniform.
that they go out in all the time.
And I always kind of thought, like when I did Hawkburns, I would always wear a suit because I thought that
that's
was a.
like a uniform.
I thought that was kind of one of those things where the older comics would do that, and I just thought it was very funny
It's
to be
so
like,
silly.
I'm wearing a suit to this
Yeah,
open
yeah.
mic.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Like,
It's one thing if you're at a casino, I guess maybe that's where they kind of picked that up, but no. Come
Honestly,
on.
though, I
open
think-
mic.
Yeah,
suit?
from like old vaudeville day. You dress nice, you're at a show, especially and then casino stuff.
Yeah.
comics
one of
doing
the things
in
that I
casinos.
find about wearing a suit, though, is I definitely feel a lot safer doing drugs.
in their suits.
in
in
a
the suit.
suit.
Yeah,
You
like
think you wouldn't get arrested.
if I'm like behind the venue smoking a joint in a suit, it's like
God forbid they make you take the jacket off because the ripped off
the
sleeves definitely defeats the rest of
straight
the.
to jail.
Yeah, straight to jail. As soon as they take the jacket off, they're like, "Oh no, this guy has meth in his car.
Yeah.
We should check again."
Searching everything.
We were gonna let him
That's
go,
so
but then
And then
he
they
took
put
his
me in the
shirt
holding tank, and everyone would think that I was on meth, so they'd start licking me. You know,
Yeah.
Whoa.
you guys
Start
know about
licking their-
that?
Yeah,
Because it's in your pores.
It comes out of your pores.
Comes out of your pores.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So apparently, like people who are like really high on meth, even their urine will get you high. Apparently.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So apparently, there's when you really hit rock bottom,
Yeah,
you start
that's rough.
drinking meth urine to get high.
That's insane. What an insane thing. What if you were looking down at the toilet bowl and you were like, this isn't rock bottom yet. All right, I'm going to just drink this. You know what I mean?
Like it's hydrating me well, getting me high.
Yeah.
That would be my justification. Is like you got to drink water.
Yeah, that's those flat earthers too. They're like just making up excuses for
goodness.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think listen, if it's not your rock bottom, I'm sure something else will hit.
I can't. I
But-
don't want to see what the actual rock bottom. That's not your rock bottom. Holy shit.
Yeah, looking at it going, man, this could get me just a little buzz and I can go to work at my regular job right now.
Dude, I mean, but that's how the American industrial complex. That's what it's brought us to.
Yeah, of
Drinking
course.
pea water. That's what the system. That's what I really want to talk about today.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
I mean,
no, we don't do that. We talk about the comedy
The
and the
outdoors.
outdoors. So, yeah,
Normally
save
I'm a-
that for your fucking podcast.
Normally, I'm a big fan of reuse and stuff, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and draw the line here at drinking your own piss.
It's good if we found the line.
Have you done it?
No, fuck no.
No? Have you done
Drinking
it?
piss? No.
Yeah. No, neither have I.
Not intentionally. Hey, no.
Yeah. I wish I could. I would, if I didn't have water, I would do it. That part doesn't seem that bad to me, right? Like
Yeah,
if
if
You
were,
don't
like,
want to drink it out
stuck
of the
in
bowl. You don't
middle-
want to drink it out of the back of the toilet.
No, I mean like if you were like stranded somewhere and you
You're,
had
like,
to
in the
drink
desert,
it.
gonna
Yeah,
die
yeah. Like
kinda
that part
situation.
doesn't sound like
Oh,
the
drinking
worst
your
part
own
of
pee.
being stranded.
Bear Grylls
right?
style.
It doesn't?
Yeah. The pee part doesn't sound like the worst
I mean,
part.
I guess getting like eaten by a bear or something.
Yeah, or not having any energy
Or,
to
like-
like move, because
Or
you're
just-
so hot.
Or just like starving to death. I think. Would
Starving to
definitely be
death,
worse.
things like that. The pee part, that probably doesn't. But I am jealous of people that like come from it, because it's like, that's great. What a great thing that
Like
that's what you want.
ejaculation come?
Yeah. What a great thing. That's your thing. There's other people that are into it. You find each other, you match up. What a fun thing that everybody's doing, Also, can't
What a
really
fun
get that
thing.
many like diseases from it, right? It's pretty sterile.
No, people say it's sterile.
Seems pretty safe.
You definitely can get all kinds of diseases
What?
from urine.
Jamie, look that up.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you got a
can we
guy
just say
here.
at least pee is better than poop?
Yes.
Okay.
But in what, I mean,
So in my mind,
as far
that
as,
makes
like,
sense.
getting you sick.
what you'd
Yeah, getting you
want
sick.
on
Yeah,
a
yeah,
burger.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. So safety wise doesn't seem that bad.
I think if the person has, any of the hepatitises, you're probably getting that.
I think if you're peeing on somebody, you're also probably like pretty hydrated, right? It's probably not
Something I'm a fan
non-hydrated.
of. I'm a
I don't
fan
know.
of
What a
being
great like
hydrated.
you just know that about yourself. It's done. Bing bang boom come.
I bet there's a spectrum of.
It's that
Bing,
easy.
bang,
If you
pee,
need
pee,
someone to
come.
pee on you, it's not that easy. It's
Yeah.
not-
Well, you could find the person that likes to pee.
I bet there's preferences in the community of people that like darker versus more watery urine.
Well, yeah, because it's going to be smellier.
If I had to guess.
Yeah, it's going to be smellier. It's more of a stream, less of a stream. As we're doing
connoisseurs,
that, the
they're
dog
like,
is
"Where did
licking its
this-
He's
asshole.
like, speaking of piss,
Where did this pee come from? It's like at the dispensary. They're like, "Is this organic?
Is this
urine?"
organic? Is there any pesticides on this? Any pesticides on
get
this
some
urine?
testosterone out of it.
What
and
did they
start
used
lifting.
to? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do remember meeting you, Mike. Sorry. I was
No,
just gonna say,
Elliot.
Elliot. Well,
Yeah.
I met Mike Hawkburns first. Did not think it was a joke.
Did not. Yeah.
Yeah,
thought
well,
it
that's
was
one thing
real.
I was talking to someone else about this, and I was like, Denver takes its comedy very serious. Denver thinks it's like a smart comic, like we're
Oh.
clever.
I
so
just
the Mike
posted that
Hawkburn
video,
thing did
and
not...
I think it had. I just posted that video, and I think it had us talking about meth on it.
nice.
Let me see.
Well, they
if
know
it
about
did.
the real.
Yeah, I thought it would be. Oh, okay.
But
I
no,
thought
yeah,
it
people
would be
hated
a good bit during, so that we could get a little bit more content out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Thought it would be cute. My phone's gonna die in 4%, so I
I
thought
have a
do
charger.
it now.
Do you want it?
Oh yeah, I will use that
Costco.
later.
Is it a Costco charger?
I did get it from Costco.
No,
'cause
I don't need it
went-
right now. I don't need it right now. We have.
But it's like
10 minutes left.
it's a MagSafe one. But anyway,
That's what
okay.
we're gonna call this
Anyway,
episode.
You're
All right,
lost.
let's see.
So we met. I remember you telling me this story.
Well, yeah, I brought it up at the beginning of the podcast. I didn't want to jumpy with it and then you get mad?
Oh,
No,
no,
it's
we're
okay.
good. I don't think there's a sound.
Okay, good.
I think all we were saying was meth.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'd like a little bit more content, and I think having dog content is perfect.
Well,
I mean, yeah, for real.
I was
That's what
pretty
you're gonna get.
notorious with Hawkburns for kind of staying in character because I had this sort of weird,
Which I do think is a
Kaufman
compliment
thing.
to you. Is like you were so in
Drunk.
it. Motherfuckers hated you.
It was because I think people knew deep down they're like, there's something disingenuous about this.
No, I think it was the just the alcoholism, the irreverent.
it wasn't
being
him
mean all the
lying.
I didn't know you that well. I just knew.
personality?
So yeah, I was at the Squire. I remember I got off speaking to the void in the Squire. Terrible place already. I was in a bad mood. It's like 2:00 in the morning, and you got up after me, and you would do this thing where you would balance a chair on your chin.
Yeah, that sounds about
Yeah,
right.
we still do that at our live shows.
Yep.
I mean, it works.
Still got
It
it.
People like
totally
it.
works. It makes people pay attention and they clap and they like it. It's a wild
Which I'm
thing.
jealous of, so I
He's
hate
a
it.
magician.
And I remember. I remember saying something. You said something to me. We had a kind of an exchange, and I just said something like, "Say your jokes" or something, and you got mad. You said something back to me. and
Oh,
I
you
was
guys
like-
got into a fucking tiff?
we were
you
yelling
remember
at
this?
each other, and
I don't know, dude. The few times I even went to the Square, I was pretty drunk.
yeah. I mean, there was
Oh,
definitely
okay.
you were definitely drinking at the time.
Yeah.
And I have more compassion for you, knowing that you are sober now, and I didn't know that was something that you were dealing with back then. I just thought
Yeah,
you
I mean,
were
I wasn't even
an
trying to
asshole.
deal with it at that point.
No,
Yeah,
yeah. He
you
was
know,
working on
I
the
mean-
drunk thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, carnival act or something like that. I was like, tell a joke, and you didn't like that because I was saying
Oh,
you
actually,
weren't.
I do remember that. I do remember you calling me a
Carnival
carny.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. And so I just
Wild.
I was carrying this torch for a long time.
Yeah.
And oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Buddy.
and especially after the pandemic, I don't know, just having more grace with people and like not trying to be like I should be somewhere else or more popular in the Denver comedy scene, or I should be this and this. And
I think
I
that
never
also
got
happens
this.
at the very beginning. I
Yeah.
think what happens is you
There's a hump
start
you gotta
doing
get
jokes,
over.
you start to get a couple shows, you're feeling pretty like good about yourself,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, oh, I'm fucking doing good. And then all of a sudden you either ride the wave or you get angry about it.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling too. And I think that that's a common feeling to be like, I shouldn't be doing 3 shows a month. I should be doing 30. Why am I not on 30? And then
And then
you
you're like,
find
and this
peace
guy
with
whose
it.
whole bit is that his sleeves are off under the jacket.
And I'm like, this guy's
fucking
balancing
working.
things on his chin, and I'm
It's
like,
also the reason he's going to go to
can't
jail for
fucking-
meth, all right? So relax. It's okay.
well, it's perspective.
But also I feel like then you either stay angry and you quit, or you get onto that wave of going, it'll happen when it
I've been
happens,
staying
it comes
angry
when it
and
comes.
writing.
I'm going to just keep on working on this thing that I like, or you're going to be angry online and make weird posts.
Which I've done as well.
Yep.
We all dabble.
They all dabble in each.
Yeah,
There's 3
I've
options.
dipped my toes in all of it.
It's like
Yeah.
the phases of grief.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like
Because
the
you start to see
stages of
people that
comedian.
started with you get other things, and then you feel jealous. And there's nothing's wrong. There's nothing
Let's
wrong
name
with
names.
jealousy.
Uh,
Yeah, can
Oh,
we
dude,
name
well, I
names?
remember
Go.
the first person I ever lost in a contest to. I fucking hated them forever,
That's me. We just told that story.
But no, I think everybody can relate to that,
yeah.
no, I don't hate you. I definitely
Yeah.
didn't hate.
Yeah.
But I hated him.
Which
Cool,
is,
perfect.
understandable.
Perfect. I
Well, it's so embarrassing. There's a lot of ego in comedy, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
they don't like my jokes, so that means they don't like me. If I can't make things funny, then I don't have any value.
Yeah.
So
And
I
I
was,
wrote these and he didn't, he just did this thing
Yeah,
and you guys
yeah.
like
So-
that, but I wrote these and you're not giving me the attention that I want.
And I think that's part of why I did a character, because I was afraid of being vulnerable and
Mm-hmm.
then being rejected in like my true self.
I
So
see that now. Yeah.
I had this sort of definitely this. I've created this character that's invincible because
that's the
I'm
armor.
separated from it.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right. There's always the armor. You know what he can also do is he can balance a cowboy hat on his chin and then put it on
On
his
my
head.
nose and then land it.
And then land it
Yeah.
on his nose from his head.
May
You
I?
can do it.
Yeah.
Wait, catch the camera.
All right, this is like an honor.
Wait.
I mean,
Sit
I
down,
don't let.
though.
I just don't let. I mean, and Elliot gave me the new feather that's in my
Yeah,
cap now. Just
dude. Nice hat. Here we go. If we don't get some fucking views
that's
on
great.
YouTube, I'm gonna be so pissed. Let's go.
7.25, baby.
7 and
You
a
got
quarter.
It. You got it. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
That's
that.
that's my hat size.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was us burying the hatchet right there.
Yeah. That's very good. That's good.
Well, I'm glad that you liked.
yeah.
I made
It's
you
also
can show it
nice-
to the camera. I made a little feather wrap for the
Yeah.
hat there. I've been
Which I appreciate.
for a while thinking about doing that because I have a huge feather collection from tying flies, and I have this parrot, and I'm trying to market the parrot feathers.
Oh yeah, you can tell
because-
people to buy the parrot feathers from him now that you have it. Say you bought it from him. Don't say you got it for free.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then
It
he
was
can
just lie.
Yeah, just lie.
Hundreds
Just
of
lie. It's not like it's on camera or going to be on the internet forever.
But no, I want to kind of start trying to make them more and marketing them. So I'm glad you enjoy it.
But I do appreciate the honesty, the whatever it took, the self-reflection of if someone can do that, then I'm like, all right, I can. Not that you need my forgiveness or anything, but I like softening that person. I'm like, okay, they were going through something, or I think that self-reflection thing says a lot.
Well,
to
yeah,
me.
And we also all go through it.
Yeah.
When it
Like we
means
also
a lot.
all feel those
a lot of
feelings.
self-reflection from you. Have you gone through a lot of therapy? Have you done therapy?
10 years
Thank
of
you.
therapy, bro.
All right,
I
cool.
actually found out that I
appreciate it.
can't go to my therapist because she doesn't take my insurance. And I started crying the other day, and my girlfriend was like, "I'm gonna go to the corner store. Do you need anything?" Like I was like,
She's like, I
it was
can't
like a
relate.
breakup.
Damn. No, I get. I did
feels-
therapy
it
with the same
doesn't-
person
yeah,
for almost
yeah.
a decade, and
But
it
I
was
think
like a breakup. Yeah, we
Every
talked about that all
comic
the time.
starts to feel that jealousy. We all react differently. We choose how we're going to react. And also in the younger years, we didn't always react. There was one time, here's a story. There was one time that we did the contest here at Comedy Works. I went up after a girl who ate it, she got drunk before,
I
ate
said the
it.
name. That was me.
I
beeping
went
out.
up, I crushed, I moved on that night. And
Can I say the name? I think I know who.
no,
it is.
yeah, we don't have to. It doesn't
She
matter.
doesn't even do it anymore.
Yeah,
right?
she doesn't even do it anymore.
Yeah.
But he went. I was talking to Elliot after, and I was like, I think that I did better
did that for
because
Hannah
she
Jones.
did so badly. And he was like, you shouldn't count your wins after other people's losses. And I was like,
Damn.
fuck. And it literally has stuck in my head for
Yeah.
Wait, I
6
said that?
years. You said that.
That sounds like something I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she said that. Sorry.
It's funny because when I hear about like stuff I said to people when I was like blacked out or when I was like in my drinking era, it's funny because the things that I hear people saying is they either remember me saying something like very profound or just something ridiculously dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, dude. He said something profound to me, and I have thought about that
Yeah.
after every single
with
time
you.
I
And I don't
have
even
won
really
and moved
remember
on in
the
the contest.
exact-
Every year after that I've
remember
won and
saying
moved
it.
on the contest, I've always thought, well, that other person didn't do very well, but that has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. That's great perspective.
well, no, I think I appreciate you kind of saying that because it's, I think it's big to kind of say that, to say, hey, when we first met, I thought you were a dick. I consider that as a sign of respect that you tell me that,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to be. I mean, that was so long ago. I mean, we're both
it
different
was a
people
long
now. I
time
mean, that
ago,
was
yeah.
probably 2015.
You go by a different
2014.
name. I know you as a different person.
Yeah.
Because again, I didn't know that Mike Hawkburns thing was a joke.
Yeah,
I
I didn't
didn't
get that.
Listen,
Yeah, I think it went over a lot of Denver people's heads because you thought it was so
you're
obvious.
the most common theme. The
Yeah.
most common theme on our podcast is going to be, I didn't know that
it
you
was a
were
bit.
Elliot before you started going just by Elliot.
And that was the frustrating thing to me is that one day I just thought everyone did get it, and then I realized no one gets this. And I remember one time, actually, I was in Memphis, and I straight up had a meltdown. Not so much a meltdown, but I was on stage, and I was like, my jokes weren't hitting, and I was like, does anybody get? I just broke character on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
does anyone get what the fuck I'm doing here? Like it sounds like you're saying Mike Hawkburns. Does no one fucking get that?
I didn't get that.
I didn't
dude.
get it either.
I
I was
didn't
like,
get
Mike
it. I didn't know his name was.
Hawkburns.
I didn't get that, and I also was friends with his sibling,
Right,
who had
yeah,
a
that's
different
what you're
last
saying,
name.
no.
It wasn't Hawkburns, obviously. It had a different last name.
Yeah,
I met them first before him.
I got that all the time. Like, oh, so it's like your half sibling or something.
Yeah, I just assumed it was half siblings. I never even thought about it. Yeah, no, had no idea. Didn't even. It wasn't. Yeah, there was. So we've all been tricked by my.
Well, and
Hawkburns.
now it's kind of cool now because now
That's
that
why we started this podcast to just inform every Denver comedian.
But also
that it's
now
not
that
like
you guys
One by
know,
one.
like some of the younger cohort, I feel like I'll get into the costume.
And then they know it's
like,
a costume.
And it's like we're in on it, but like the younger comics, it's still. So every time I still have somebody come up and introduce themselves, and I'm like, oh yeah, you don't know that.
I'm the same person.
You don't keep it kayfabe though when you are doing the character. It's
I
not like
I don't stay in character as hard as I used to because it's just a lot of work.
Yeah, because I would not have known you.
Also, that
as
accent's a
someone
little
else.
easier when you're drunk. You know what I mean? Like staying in an accent and like drinking and like having a whiskey and things like that.
It's true. Drinking
There's something
and a southern accent go.
Just
But it'll come out if I talk about certain subject matters, I go southern accent real fast.
Yeah.
You know, like if we're talking about like catfishing, I'm like shit. Running
See,
trot
notice how he
lines
dropped the G off of that as soon as he said it?
You know
That's
what
where you can see it coming out.
in apostrophe.
Yeah, in
cat
apostrophe.
fishing.
I do that when I'm around a lot of Latinos, Hispanics. I'll say things with a Spanish accent.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can't really I can speak a little Spanish, but not a lot. But like
you're
I want to
tricking
do a
them.
bit about this, especially when I worked in kitchens and stuff. I worked in the back of the house. And like I was like dishwashing or something, and a line cook would come up and they don't speak hardly any English. They'll be asking me for something, be like, "It's up there" or something. Yeah, I'll say it.
He's up there. It's all right. He's right up there.
Say it fucked up and expect them to be like, they got it better.
Yeah.
That's so. But I mean, I'll like go to Tacos Rapidos or fucking some place like that to like order.
Yeah.
Like I'll put a little bit of that accent on there,
Just so that
like not thinking about it consciously at first, but now I do, and I'm like, is that fucked up?
No,
Like,
no.
am I being?
you just don't want them to mess it up.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And you got it. You got it in your blood, right? You got a little.
Cuatro el pastor tacos
Yeah.
y California burrito, and I feel like they give me more.
Oh,
when I say it like that.
That's the move. Try
Yeah,
it
I'll just-
Chipotle. See if that works too. Probably won't.
I'll take a guacamole.
Yeah. Yeah. You actually have to do the opposite at Chipotle.
Yeah,
you
let
have
me
to
get
talk
some of
more
that
white.
Chipotle sauce on there.
Yeah. Can I get that Chipotle?
Yeah, come on, don't cheap out on me with that guac.
Yeah. I'm
son,
gonna get a
boy.
burrito. Are you
Boy or son, that
when-
really drives it home.
Boy, yeah, that's right. She's like, I'm a girl. It's
Are
just-
you half Hispanic? What are we working with right now? What are we working with?
I mean,
All right, you're
I don't
Greeley,
know,
so
you know.
you've. That's part of it.
Yeah, it's part of it. I
That's
think
part of
it's-
your heritage.
I mean, it's less than half.
It's less than half.
I think. Yeah.
And where is it from? Countries? Do we know?
I mean, yeah, Mexico.
It's
I mean, yeah,
Mexico.
it has to be,
Okay.
yeah, because
Yeah,
all
yeah.
my family, like my dad's side of the family, is
Mexico, if
Fowler,
you will.
Pueblo. Yeah, you know,
We
so
can't say that.
You know,
He can say it.
They crossed our border. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I've recently been getting more into is my mom's side is from Portugal. My grandpa immigrated from Portugal.
Oh, interesting.
From the Azores, in the 50s. And I recently went back to the Azore Islands where my family's from.
Wow.
And I met some family there. Yeah.
Was it
so
really pretty?
Oh yeah, it was great. It's this lush
Beach?
tropical paradise. Well, they got
Okay.
a lot of cows, a lot of farming there.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of dairy farming.
So this is just an
it's like-
island like off the coast of
It's
Portugal?
9 islands. Yeah, islands off the coast of Portugal. That had a lot of volcanic activity in the late 1950s. There was a
Wow.
volcanic eruption, and then the U.S. opened up immigration
So that's
there.
why
So
he
that's when my
left.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people leaving the islands. You know, so that there's like a whole thing of there's just a big immigration or people leaving problem. Because I mean, you know, when the wide world is open to you, why would you stay on an island? You know?
Right.
Yeah,
right,
especially
right,
It's a
right.
different lifestyle.
Especially if there's danger. You know what I mean?
Or even,
It's not
even so you can get the
safe or-
internet now and you're like, this is what it's like in other places.
Right.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people leaving. A lot of people leave, and even Portugal has like the oldest elderly population or the most elderly population right now, and they're trying to get more people to come in. That's happening to a lot of European countries.
That
Like,
makes
a lot
sense.
of
I've heard that. Yeah, they're
either
trying to
people
get
are
to-
leaving, and like the ones who staying aren't having kids, so like it's just the population.
They're looking for different stuff.
Didn't Portugal like decriminalize all drugs?
They did, yeah. We talked about that
Whoa.
with a tour guide we had. We took like a little Vespa tour around.
Has that helped? Bring
Yeah,
any
because
young
he was saying that
people?
there was he was saying that there was a big meth problem in the 90s, and it was like a very like you couldn't walk the town he was showing us around. He was like, you wouldn't want to be here at night.
Did it make it
before.
safer?
Yeah, he said because there's
Wow.
safe places for you to go.
Right.
You can get it legally, and then they offer you ways to get better. Like help,
right,
counseling,
right.
things like that. And like alternatives. Like
That's
if you wanna
incredible.
Get off.
They're
What
like,
an
listen,
incredible
if you want to stack
mindset.
rocks, you can do it over here.
Yeah, I mean, and
Right?
it really
Yeah.
does just
Yeah.
highlight because they're always talking about like safe injection sites here in Denver and stuff.
We fight for stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they don't. And then you can barely find it.
Well,
you know.
I mean, I think the mentality is like let them die. If they're gonna
No,
do drugs,
I know,
let
which
'em-
is totally
which is totally
fucked.
fucked here. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
which
mean,
is
that's
totally fucked.
They want you to die.
But like you
want
just said,
to die.
they
It's
even
fucked.
they said in Portugal, it made it safer. It
Yeah,
made
yeah.
it safer to be out and
Yeah,
visit,
yeah,
right? Because people are wild,
Well, I mean,
wild.
that was the thing I think that really shut up a lot of conservative politicians is when we legalized weed. They were all like, "It's gonna get out of control, slippery slope." And then when we first legalized, the hard drug use declined.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Because people
you can
had
get
like
it.
a legal option, and they
and
were
you could
like,
get it cheap too.
and yeah, it wasn't very
You know?
expensive. Well, that's cool. I knew that Portugal had done that. I figured it was probably a resounding success.
I mean, this was
but-
one guy's. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not like researching it like in depth, but I mean, this was one guy telling me about it.
But he
and I
could
mean-
probably
but
feel
yeah,
it.
I mean, he
especially
lives
if he's
there.
a tour
he knows-
guide. He
yeah,
lives
yeah.
there. It's not like a
Yeah.
big place. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can kind
I'm
of
just saying,
feel it.
don't. I'm not like journalistically researching it, but I mean, yeah, this was.
But to hear even one person that lives there
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
like, yeah, it's better.
it was
like,
positive. His
Yeah.
from his point of view, and he lives there. So
because Oregon did that too, and then they just apparently they're rolling it back because, and I don't think it's necessarily the fault of the decriminalization of drugs. I think that it's just the general social.
the whole vibe
societal
in
problems.
Portland and stuff is like crazy right now, right?
It's been like that for a minute, but I think like there's Oregon is so weird because there's like the farthest, like there's the most left people ever, and then in the middle part of the state there's like the farthest right, like actual.
So it's
like,
just like the most
fascists
polarized. So
and
nobody's
white
I
trying
mean,
to
supremacists.
work
don't we
together.
have that in Colorado too? Right?
No,
Like-
they have like real like
like it's
militias and
totally
shit in
the
Oregon.
opposite
Like,
ends.
they have like people
We're-
that are like legit trying to start race wars and
Okay,
stuff.
so we're a little more purple than
Yeah,
that, right?
I
I mean,
heard-
as a state.
I was just listening to a CityCast Denver, their local daily news podcast, and they were talking about how one of the rare things with like the people in Pueblo is that they can be swayed. You know, like
Right,
they will
exactly,
listen,
because
and
it is a
they'll
city.
go back and forth on a candidate or like, across party lines, and like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
will vote Republican if they feel like that person's going to represent their best interests, or they'll vote Democrat depending.
Right.
Like they'll go back and forth.
yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're-
I like to think I'm open minded, but I mean, Republican would have to really work hard to get my vote these days.
Yeah, yeah. But
mean-
I think we've always been
If
considered
Lauren
a purple state.
Bobert personally gave me a hand job,
They're
I
doing
would
a whole
consider
thing on
it.
her, and it's
Yes.
interesting. It's very
Are they really?
interesting.
They're
Yeah.
going farther
Yeah,
back
it's
with
very
her?
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're doing a
not
whole like
just the hand
sub
jobs.
series. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's called.
Well, I remember
Lauren-
when we went up to
Okay.
Rifle. No.
That's where she's from.
Yeah, I know. She had the
Gun
shooters.
restaurants.
yeah. So we went across the street because there's a bar across the street, and we were like, oh, is there a good place to get food around here? And they're like, you can go across the street, but everybody gets food poisoning from them. And I was like, damn, dude. Even the food sucks. Like you have a whole theme thing, and
It's
the
a
food
shit here.
sucks.
I bet that guns, though, like, I mean, have you worked in kitchens before?
Oh yeah.
I bet that guns, like, because you're not supposed to wear jewelry or anything. I feel like that's probably a health code thing.
I think it's more the guests that are open carrying, not the people who
So
work
and
there.
the servers, the servers would like
cook
walk
doesn't
around
have
with
a gun.
like shoot it, like and it was like a whole. So it was like it felt like a themed thing, but then just have good food.
That's
if
where
you're gonna
yeah.
go theme, just have good food,
They have
dude. It's
to-
not
Any
that fucking
restaurant
hard.
that should be the baseline.
yeah, get some
They have
meth.
to
Get
change
these
the
guys
sign.
in the.
They're like, if you use the bathroom, smoke cigarettes, or get your gun out of its holster, you
Yeah.
have to wash your hands.
yeah, dude.
wear
all right, well, we
gloves.
gotta wrap it. We gotta wrap it up. I know we didn't even really ask you about the outdoors. We could do that really fast for like
Sure,
2
yeah.
minutes. Does that work?
Yeah. I got a whole thing.
What you have a duh.
Well, I was listening.
Why did
I
we
was-
talk
I've
to
listened-
about
No, this
Costco
has
for so
been
long?
great. This has been great.
What is your favorite outdoors activity? That is kind of our newer theme.
I was raised here. My parents, when it was cold, they were like, stay inside. When it was hot, they were like, stay inside.
Really?
But yeah, when I was 18.
Really does get hot.
It really gets hot. When I was 18, I met a guy who was from Texas, and he was into all the outdoor shit. He
Yeah?
got me into snowboarding from like 18 to 22. I went snowboarding like every season.
Dude,
was
that's
there. I
great.
went to Tahoe and like worked at a ski resort for a couple months, and got really into that, but then fell out because it's hard on your body.
Dude,
and
it's really
very
hard on your
expensive.
body, and it's
I got
expensive.
a couple boards if you want to buy one in my
Ooh,
shed.
there we go.
Bindings are great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were great like 5 years ago. I don't know. They've just been in
I
my
feel
shed.
like that's the the perfect age range to do winter sports? 22 to 25.
18 to 22.
Yeah.
20, yeah. Your
That's a
body-
great.
you're
Yeah, you can
invincible.
fall.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
you
drive
can
up
fall
there all
and
the
get
day. You know, get up hella early because you got to beat the traffic, the I-70 traffic.
Yeah.
Stay all day, all weekend.
Yeah, barely eat anything.
I can tell you snowboarded because you said hella.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, hella.
Skiers just get up early.
Yeah. They're just trying to get their altitude, dude.
That's great. Yeah, love the whole style. That whole the baggy stuff. The cool jackets, the snow
yeah.
pants. That was just a whole nother realm of fashion stuff I was into.
Do you still go at all, or just
No
never?
interest in being cold or hot.
I think that if you're doing it
You've
like
become your
mid
parents.
Yes, you do become your parents.
like mid 30s to mid 40s, you have fully committed to the bit. Right? Like,
Yeah.
I think if you pass a point
You're still
where you're
skiing
like,
at 35.
unless you go a couple times a year, you're like, yeah, we did like three.
Yeah, I don't have the funds to go a couple times a year. It's
Sure.
way more expensive than committing to the whole thing.
Yeah. And if you completely commit, you're like, this is my whole bit. This is exact. And I get that. I get why you would enjoy that, but it's fucking hard on your body, dude.
Yeah, it is.
It is hard.
Yeah.
What did you do during the summers outdoors? Did you stay inside like your parents told you?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't like hiking. I don't like camping. The same guy, the guy I knew from Texas took me out camping one time. We lit a fire, did shrooms,
Sure.
changed my life.
Yeah.
Came to Denver.
That's great. And then
but-
you started comedy
Yeah.
when you moved here?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
But yeah, I got really into survival stuff. I read this book
Okay, yeah.
by Neil Strauss
Yeah, we
called
like
Survivor,
survival stuff,
and the
too.
whole thing was like knives. So I
Yeah.
got really into knives for a while. I was like, I need a full tang blade. I got this whole Gerber one.
You got to
It's
sell these snowboards and buy some more knives, dude.
yeah, dude, for real.
Yeah. Apocalypse comes. What are you going to do with a snowboard?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Knives.
we brought this up
Knife,
earlier.
bro.
Then
Yeah.
you and I probably would have talked about knives for long. It would have just been
Yeah.
Costco knives.
Dude,
Yeah.
they have a Leatherman multi-tool I want to get. It's like $50.
No, they have ones that are like 110. They're even better.
Oh well.
Yeah. You got to go with
I
that
just
one.
want the $50 one.
No, that
I
one.
just got
Oh,
a-
you
I
mean
just
at
got
Costco?
Yeah, Costco.
So
Yeah,
it's,
sorry.
It's the Costco version of the Leatherman.
It says
though.
Leatherman on it.
I know, but it's the
But it's
Costco
not a
version of the Leatherman, the same
Leatherman's
way
making it
that the
for-
Levi's are the Costco version of the Levi's.
I mean, they're not.
The
I mean, if you
these
did it cheaper
Wranglers
Levi's.
are
If
the
you get it, I have
Walmart
a
version
non-Costco
of Wrangler.
Leatherman, so we can compare.
They're not. They're not like
interesting.
actual. Nothing's like actually theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the stuff you get
Not to
from the
break
Park
your heart.
Meadows Levi store is way
Yeah.
nicer than the one you get at the
Yeah.
the outlet mall
That's
Levi
great.
store.
That's the
Even the
good.
tag is like a piece of leather that they punch. That's like
Yeah,
the
but
tag.
Wrangler has that too on their regular Wranglers. But
What
then
about
these,
a Murdoch's? You like a Murdoch's?
I love a Murdoch's.
Is that
and they
the
also have
same
good
type-
ropes.
is that the good one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Murdoch's is great.
I love a Murdoch's.
The big Murdoch's is actually up. If you're going to visit your family, it's up in Fort Collins. There's one
shit.
that's
Loco.
so fucking. I gotta take you there, dude. Maybe we could
Yeah,
do a
let's
video.
all go. Can we do a?
We
could
can,
do
of course, we could do
field
a
trip.
video
I
in
need
there.
chicken food like in probably another couple
Dude,
weeks.
this
so.
thing is so big. I was talking our producer
How
Nick. I was talking
big
to his
is it?
friend, and he was like, "It's the biggest Murdoch's I've ever seen, dude. It's huge. We have to go there.
Have you been the one on Santa Fe?
We
I
go
like
to
that one a
Buc-ee's
lot.
too.
I have been to Buc-ee's once.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, the Santa
All
Fe
right.
one is my standard.
The
one that
bathrooms
I-
are crazy.
that
The
I get my-
what? Because they're clean.
In Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like I don't know. It's like tall. The ceilings are very high,
Sure.
and just like
It's like a
around the
like an
whole
airport
perimeter
bathroom.
are
There's
all urinals, but you can't see them because they're sunken into the walls.
Right.
It's like Greek Roman style. I don't know. It's
Yes.
just like big in there. It's just it like looks like a Roman bathhouse.
I
or
can't go
something.
in there because in a Buc-ee's I would definitely get beat up.
Really?
This is a men's bathroom.
I don't think. I
No.
think
if
even
you
if
went
I
to the
said-
ladies one, don't go to the guys one.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
You'll-
That's
you'll
what I'm
never see
saying.
the
I don't think I
men.
can go. I can't
Yeah,
see
the women's one at a
urinals.
Buc-ee's just an outhouse.
You know that in women's bathrooms there's not urinals, right?
yes.
Okay, good.
That makes
Just
sense.
making
They're
sure.
couches.
I
Yeah, they're
always-
couches for us
always
to put our
suspect.
powder
yeah.
to powder our nose. All right, we got to wrap it up,
All
dude.
right, sorry.
What? Plug it up. All your things,
My
all the
butthole.
plugs,
I'm gonna plug
all
up my
the.
butthole.
Where can they find you? Where can the fans-
lefthandrightbrainpod.org. I just got a new website. I
Oh,
couldn't get
really?
the old domain name. .org
.org,
now.
okay.
Dude,
just
congrats.
Google Left Hand Right Brain. You'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got all the podcasts there. I've produced a bunch of different ones in town. Let's Get Drunk, Talk About Your Wedding, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm around. Yeah, I'm putting a new calendar space in my website so you can see my upcoming shows there where I'll be not booked on anything regularly, but I'm out and about.
Yeah,
doing my
and also
thing.
your Instagram handle.
Left Hand Right Brain.
Perfect, and you'll be tagged in all of our stuff.
Preach.
Um,
Give me a
Follow
follow
us
on
at-
YouTube.
at WolfHawk Comedy.
Wait, hold on. Do you use your podcast on YouTube too?
Yep. I do video now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. And shorts? Are you doing shorts? We're doing shorts.
I've done a couple shorts.
They're fun.
Oh yeah.
They're fun.
I'm at Mr. Mike Hawkburns, Mr. Mike Hawkburns on pretty much everything.
You're not though. We should check that.
No, I am.
Okay.
It's the name is, but the handle
right.
is the same.
I was trying to look it up the other day,
No,
and I
you're
was
not.
like,
Yes, I am.
I was listening to the pod, and you keep saying Mr.
The handle is the same. It's either Mike Hawkburns or Mr. Mike Hawkburns.
One of the things we're gonna do this summer besides fishing is also I want to get all of our social medias condensed so that it's all one thing. So we're gonna work on
If you want
yours
to find
and
me,
mine.
you can find me.
you can find him.
You
You
work
can
hard
find him. And then I'm at Lizzy Wolfson on Instagram, Facebook. You can find the video of this podcast on Spotify and YouTube at Lizzy Wolfson Comedy. It's all on my page. And then follow us, like us, review, do all of the things. You've been listening to podcasts for a while. You know what to
know
do.
how it goes.
And then Patreon for extra episodes.
Ooh, how much is the
fun.
Patreon?
We've got a $5, a $10, and a $20
Oh, shit.
situation going on right there.
Yeah.
And we've got all extra episodes with us. And then we're also going to start having guests on the extra episodes and videos and stuff. So it's going to keep expanding. But you got like 10 episodes you can listen to right now.
Wow, it's more than help.
Oh,
Because I subscribe to them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
no,
Because
we.
they said they were going to name names and then they don't.
Oh, we're gonna
Sorry.
stack it on. We're also gonna name names.
And
Yeah, that's what I want.
big thanks to
Comedy
Dude
gossip.
Studios for recording us.
Yep.
And thank you guys for tuning in.
All right, have a good one. Bye.